I'm Judy Vitale, your astrologer with ReadTheStars.com. Are you ready for a full moon? Well, you better be, because you're going to get one this week of May 8th through 14th, Mother's Day week 2017. Yeah, Mother's Day is coming on Sunday, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. This week, we're going to have a full moon at 20 degrees of Scorpio. Will this be intense? You can bet on it being intense. Scorpio is just a very intense sign. And, I want to just take a moment to say that people who have the sun in Scorpio, who were born late October into mid-November, you people really get a bad rap. Everybody thinks, oh my God, they're so secretive. They're so nasty. They're really not. Scorpio people just want excellence. They want the very best of everything because they, of all the signs, have the ability to make something out of nothing. You know those puddles of muck that are hanging around in late October and early November? Those contain all of the life that was lush at the summertime. And as these things decayed and formed pools in the mucky puddles that you find around at that time of the year, in there is the very essence of life and renewal. So think about that the next time you want to give Scorpio a bad rap. And you certainly want to be nice to everybody who has anything in Scorpio when the full moon hits their sign this coming Wednesday. That certainly is the biggest news that we have, that and Mother's Day, of course. But let me go through this day by day so you get an understanding of how to best plan your week. On Monday, we'll have the moon void, of course, at 6:59 p.m., which means that most of Monday is okay, at least on the East Coast. The moon will be in Libra. People will be relatively calm, easy to get along with, seeing both sides of the situation. So that's always a good thing. And people also always know the right thing to say when the moon is in Libra. On Tuesday, though, the moon will go into Scorpio at 1:01 a.m., The sun will make a trine to Pluto, which is very empowering. It makes people feel like, they really can get a lot accomplished, so that can be nice. However, there will be those pre-full moon jitters, so be on the lookout for those. Scorpio is a water sign, and people can get very emotional, and this is really about resources and how we feel about our resources. So you want to make sure that you have a good handle on what's available to you and that you're not uncomfortable about anything that you're doing with regard to your resources as the full moon comes into flower on Wednesday. And that actual full moon occurs at 5:42 p.m. And then, boom, the moon will go void, of course. So really, if you're going to do something for the full moon, try to do it before that time, because after that, it will have less of a chance of making a connection. Mercury will also be in a conjunction with Uranus on Wednesday, so this is really going to add to the excitement, if you want to call it that, of the full moon. Just do the best you can to remain stable and balanced, and the people around you will probably do the same. On Thursday, the moon will move into Sagittarius, but not until 12:59 p.m. Eastern Time, meaning that Thursday morning might be a little iffy on the East Coast. So if you find yourself in a position where you have to make a purchase or have a meeting, expect the unexpected. And if you can put off making any kind of major decision, including what to buy, on Thursday, do that. At 12:59 p.m., you should be in the clear. The moon will be in Sagittarius. People will get a little more jovial than they have been over the last several days. We're also going to have Mars square Neptune and Mercury trine Saturn on Thursday. This is a very odd combination. Mars square Neptune indicates deception, okay? But Mercury in a trine to Saturn is clear thinking. So there may be some conflicts, is what I'm thinking, coming out of this when people understand that someone is trying to pull the wool over their eyes. So depending on which side of that argument you're on, just be very mindful that if you try to do something nasty on Thursday, you're very likely to get caught by someone who is not missing a trick. On Friday, a much nicer day. If you're going to have to ask somebody for something, pick Friday, okay? We're going to have Mars trine Jupiter. People will want to do nice things. So this is everything from giving you a raise to buying what you're selling to approving your project or even your vacation time. Friday is a really good day for that. The moon will remain in Sagittarius. And also, most of the day on Saturday, the moon will be in Sagittarius until 10:14 p.m., at which point it goes void, of course. And then on Sunday, Mother's Day, the moon will go into Capricorn early in the morning, around 1:30 in the morning on Sunday. And with the moon in Capricorn, people tend to see the organization, the group of people. So this is a day when, you're going to really see people studying what does the family mean, perhaps, or something like that, or what does it mean to be a mom. And for those of us who are moms, we know that it's a really nice thing to have everybody telling you Happy Mother's Day, but it's also a really great thing to be a mom. For me, it's been the best job that I've ever had. No offense to those of you who like me as an astrologer and hypnotherapist and transpersonal coach, but I really like being a mom too. My son doesn't need me as much as he once did, of course, but just that feeling of nurturing someone can be very rewarding. So really honor the person who did that for you, whether it's your biological mom or someone else in your life. So that is it. Happy Mother's Day to all of you moms out there. And if you would like to maybe treat your mom or yourself to an astrology reading or a transpersonal coaching session or hypnotherapy session, I will give a 10% discount if you say that you saw this video and you want to do it because it's Mother's Day. So you can contact me to cash in on that by reaching me, as always, at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com.